Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Fireside Chat. I'm the Man Scout Jake Manning, and I'm joined by Sammy Guevara and my first ever can of Miami Cola from Bang Energy
That's
Drinks.
right.
So our fridge has been stocked up full of them because we had 3 people in this office go, you know what, Sammy Guevara is going to be here. Let's make sure that we have some Bang Miami Cola. And nobody discussed, like, don't worry, I got the Bangs. All 3 of us just showed up with 5 or 6 of them. So we now have 15 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot in the
There's a
fridge.
lot.
And you brought core water, which was a plus.
I've been paying attention.
Yeah,
I've been paying attention.
Core water and Bang Energies.
And I've been paying attention. I've been doing research. Our good friend, Rob Viper,
Oh, yes.
wrote these questions.
Okay.
But with the Fireside Chat, it's very much a conversational piece. It's not like, what was the first match you ever... I'm not going to do that to you.
Right. Okay.
We're going to treat this like all of my FaceTime dates now. So we'll talk, keep the conversation flowing, but if it stalls, I'm going to the questions. Okay?
Sounds
but
great.
Let me have my first actual sip and see if
Try it out. Now, some people like it. Some people don't.
I like flat diet soda, so this is great. I love
That's
it.
what people say. I haven't had an actual Coca-Cola in like 8 years, so...
Well, I mean, if you got this, I mean...
It's kind of close.
It's kind of close.
But if people drink actual Coca-Cola, they don't.
Yeah, like if you're one of those Coke drinkers.
They're like, this is flat Coke. This is like RC Cola.
RC Cola? No, this is definitely not RC Cola. RC Cola's got a little more kick to it.
Okay.
So.
Oh, you like RC? Okay.
I do like RC because I grew up poor. That's why. That's why.
Dude, I hated RC Cola.
You hate it? Okay, so you grew up poor. That's just like me.
Yeah, I'd be like, why the fuck didn't you get Coca-Cola?
I
or at least the Kroger brand, like off-brand Coca-Cola, you know?
Oh,
tastes
off-brand.
Almost the
just
same.
like off-brand cereal.
Yeah.
Like, that was an interesting shift for me. Like realizing, like, oh, we're poor, and then I realized, no. You're saving money for your dream home that you're going to build as soon as I move out.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom and Dad. I appreciate that.
I remember that too. It's just like, cool, I got these cool cereals and stuff. And then all of a sudden you realize, like, oh, I got this, like, basic cereal. And, like, people are making fun of me for my basic cereal having ass. Like, yeah.
Basic cereal having ass.
Yeah.
That should be an insult in a promo. And if I see that on Wednesdays, I want to know where that started.
Basic cereal having ass.
It's a lot to say. It's a lot to say.
But really, that's just me as a kid. And then my friends would come over and be like, what the fuck is this? This is not Fruity Pups or whatever.
I mean, say that to Matt Hardy. When you wrestle him, your basic cereal having ass, that might be the thing that pushes him over the edge.
Yeah, and then he actually kills me. Because
he's been trying.
I've done a couple of shots at him. I just did this promo where I was like, which version am I going to wrestle him? And I put up a photo of, if you type in Fat Matt Hardy on Google.
Well, that was a thing on Twitter for a couple of years ago.
Yeah, from like Impact or whatever, that one photo. And I put that up there. I don't know how he's going to feel about it, but I said, it's a perfect chance just to laugh.
You should have said Surge era, like Omega years. That would have been like 5 stars in anybody's book.
Right. Oh, well.
But, Sammy, with the Fireside Chats that I do, it's my own version of an interview show.
Yes.
Yeah, we've started, most people are like, how'd you get into wrestling? And I could have had a good opportunity. What was your role like? What was your earliest memory?
That would have been so great if you would have said that.
Fuck. I've had so many first dates right now, and all my first dates feel like the shitty podcasts that I do. Yeah. I've said the same stories on both, and I can't deal with any of them.
Dude, I love first dates, though.
You do?
Only because it's like, at the beginning stage, you can ask almost anything. And it's like you have almost nothing to lose. You're getting to know this person. And it's like, then once you start to know them more and get feelings and stuff gets complicated. The beginning is my favorite. Just because it's like, hey, what do you think about Earth being flat or any conspiracies? Like, and you just see their reactions. Like, they're really not into that shit, or they find it amusing. Yeah,
just finding out different people. And you learn different things about life. Some of my best first dates are the ones I never see again, but I learned something. I learned something about a different human being.
It's like, oh, I learned that I really disagree with that person or something,
Like, this behavior, I should look out for this in a person immediately.
But then they're hot, and it's like, okay, well, I guess I'll just keep talking to them, and hopefully, like, whatever happens.
What is your earliest memory of me? Like, when do you remember that, like, oh, Jake Manning or this goofy looking bald guy with the mustache?
Right.
What is, like, the vaguest memory of, like, I think I was on a show with this guy? What is that with you, with me?
Dude, when I saw the flyer of, like, doing the gimmick virtual table. I think I just said that out of work. But I was like, oh shit, I know you. Like, and then I was thinking like, okay, was it at FIP? Where was it? And then it was actually at like Mania weekends, right? That's what we like ended up. But that was like my first thought. I was like, I know you from like somewhere in Florida, maybe. And I just remember thinking like, that's a cool guy. Yeah. Because there's only a few people where like I meet them and then I end up thinking like I'll do some jokes or whatever, and then they just really are not about it. And no, I never got that vibe from you.
Okay. Yeah, but I think it has to be one of those WrestleMania shows. But I definitely know there was that a wrestling show in Winston-Salem.
Yeah. The school, right?
Yeah, the school, the show that happened at 5 p.m. on a Friday.
Yes.
We were done by 8:30.
Oh,
it was spectacular. It was the best. I was home by 10 o'clock, and I'd already gotten my money.
I love that show. Some kids brought me some Dragon Ball Z DVDs, seasons 1 through 3. It was a good show. I mean, I think I lost a cheeseburger, but whatever.
I lost a cheeseburger at the next show anyways.
Okay.
So, I mean, cheeseburger is the ultimate warrior.
Yeah. He cannot go under. He must keep strong.
At all moments in time.
Yes.
At all moments in time. But I remember, one thing I really remember about that show is you were filming your vlog.
Right.
And somebody... like a week later was like, hey, congratulations on being on Sammy Guevara's blog.
Yeah.
And I was just in the background.
Right.
But somebody told me congratulations on that. And I, being the persnickety individual that I am, was like, well, you tell that motherfucker he's lucky to have me on his
There
blog.
we go. Yes.
But then I looked up that you had 100,000 followers, and then I remembered that YouTube canceled my monetization because I didn't have enough followers. I'm like, well,
oh yeah, that's
maybe
when they changed it.
Yeah, they changed that right as I was about to get a threshold to get my first payout.
Oh man, yeah, they changed that for whatever reason. They've done a lot of stupid things. YouTube.
Well, tell me about it. You obviously know kind of what to do in that world. How did this whole journey of you doing vlogs, YouTube, all of those things, how did that come to be a sparkle in your ideas box?
Well, I've always kind of just made videos. Like even when I was a backyard wrestler, I'd make little highlight videos of my backyard wrestling. No one's ever gonna find that now. It's all privatized. But and then then when I started doing independents, I was like, okay, well I need to do something else because I couldn't get my matches from promoters and stuff. And I kind of saw like, okay, the internet, people need to see you. I don't want to just stay in Houston. And so I started bringing my camera and just filming like my journey to shows and stuff like that. I watched.
So you knew you needed more than just set the cell phone up or set the camera up in that weird, awkward still angle and then post that.
Yeah.
And they're like, look at this match.
Right. And like,
which I appreciate because that always annoyed me.
Yeah, it looks horrible.
It looks horrible, and they just post the whole thing. Like, that's a good idea? No, I don't think it's a good idea.
Is this what you want to show? Like WWE at the time, like that was the only game in town, really. And it's like you want to show them this is your first interaction.
Yeah.
Hey, here's this 30 feet away camera angle from the ring.
And also too, if it's not a great match, it can bite you in the ass.
Yeah.
Because that might be the first example of a promoter seeing it.
And that was something I had to learn on going like DJ Z. He told me because I uploaded like any match I had, I would just upload it, and then like he was like, bro, you need to take this down, this down, this down. He's like, these matches suck.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but it's just so I have content. He's like, bro, but you have content now. Like, you know, you got your vlog or whatever. Like, you don't want your first eyes being seen or whatever is this match, because then it's like, okay, this guy sucks. And so I kind of opened my eyes. I was like, at first, you know, I was like a defiant youngster. I'm like, I'm going to keep my matches on there. And then I go back and watch it. I'm like, all right, yeah, he was right. This sucks.
Now, would you ever ask the people you were wrestling permission to upload it?
No.
Oh, of course not. Because that's actually fucked me before.
Really?
Yes. Lady Tapa, who is Barbarian's niece.
Right.
Her first match, she filmed it.
Yeah.
Put it online. And at the time, me and Grizzly Redwood were a tag team called the Great Outdoors. You know, Littlest Lumberjack, Man Scout, it was a whole thing. And he was trying to get Quackenbush to book us in Chikara.
Yeah.
Well, somehow Quackenbush ended up seeing that match, which was Lady Tapa's first match.
Yeah.
Which consisted of her, which before we went out there said, do everything that I tell you to and you're going to be fine.
Right.
She I have my Man Scout manual. We circle the ring. She picks up my Man Scout manual and throws it in the crowd.
Oh, no.
My gimmick.
Yeah.
I just look right at her and stop and go, did I tell you to do that?
Yeah.
And so you could only tell how great that match was.
Right.
But that was Quack's first impression of me. So he looked back at Grizzly and go, yeah, I saw this match, and I will never use him.
Wow.
And she did not
Have you been used ever since? Wow.
Not even a discussion.
Quack, what are you doing, man? Come on, bro.
But anyways, but like I always think about that too. And there's a couple other people that have done that I'm like, hey man, you didn't have my permission to put that up.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I've told people,
yeah,
like, don't like this was not a good match. You sucked.
Right.
You filmed it.
Yeah.
You used me to have a good match.
Right.
Which we did not have a good match because you suck. Take that down.
Yeah, I bet that was like just having to confront people and then
that I'm the asshole.
Yeah, but you're honestly trying to help them, but they don't see it. It's like, dude, this is just not good. And it took a while for me to learn that. No one came up to me like another wrestler was like, dude, why'd you upload that match? But DJ Z telling me that like opened my eyes. But I remember like what you're saying. So my first match I ever had, my family was in the crowd and they were recording it. And I remember one of like the trainers were like pissed off afterwards. They're like, did you even ask like Joey Jersey, who was the guy who was like carrying me that match? He was like, did you even ask him? I was like, I didn't know I had to. Like I'm in it. They're like, wow, blah blah blah. They made such a big deal, and I was like, so maybe I should have asked, but fuck it.
I kind of feel like that's your attitude for everything. That might be the answer to all of the questions, right?
It's pretty much been my life motto. It's just like hitting that button. It's like whatever happens, you know. Life goes on, you know. Things will go bad, things will go good. Regardless, things are gonna go on, and so just fuck it, you know. Roll with the flow.
But you knew that just putting up that hard camera angle,
the worst.
Well, the worst. So you knew putting together the journey was the far more interesting part.
And with the so like, cause I do this whole like heel character best ever. Maybe it's my real self. Who knows? But no, people in Texas at least started to really think I was like this asshole kid because I would call myself the best ever. They're like, we've never heard of him. Why is he calling himself the best? Like. And they would take it to heart, and so I had to like show people like, no, I'm really not an asshole, like so I'd show like more me, more real me, and yeah, so it kind of opened people's eyes, and it took a long time for people to understand like who I am or somewhat of who I am, and so that the vlogs have helped just show that it's like, oh, okay, he's not as bad as I thought he was.
How did it turn into like it probably started off very early like. Cell phone camera in a car.
Oh yeah.
Like everybody cuts promos now.
Well, actually, I got like Amazon had this like this card you can get, like a credit card basically for Amazon, and you could just like buy a bunch of stuff and then pay it off later. And you know what I'm talking
about? I do not.
Okay, well, it had like this card. It was like basically just like a credit card. It gives you a certain credit limit.
But it's certainly just Amazon stuff.
Yeah, and so that I was really low on money. And I was like, I had a very shitty cricket phone, and I was like, okay, I'll do this thing, and I'll get some lights, a backdrop, and then a Sony little handheld camera that also sucked, but I was like, it's something. So I bought that.
Yeah, but Sony's work well in low light, which most of these shows are in low light, so you made a good decision there.
Yeah, I got that, and then like just slowly over the years, I've been trying to improve, like. You know, not everybody, like, so for instance, people want to say, like, oh, I want to start, but I don't have a Canon camera like you, I don't have a drone. It's like, I didn't have that either. You just start, and then you slowly get better, and it's like, plus it works better, too, that way, because it's like, you're learning as you're going. Like, the content I was doing on Vlog 1 is not the content I'm going to do now, which is, like, Vlog 280 or whatever. It's like, and so if you have the most badass equipment, you're not going to know what to do with it or the transitions to use. So it's just learning and going.
Now, did you have any editing experience, any video experience beforehand? So this is all starting from square one.
Oh, yes. I didn't go to school for any of it. But I looked at other YouTubers like Casey Neistat and like other big vloggers. And I just saw like what they were doing and how they were making... I tried to compare my videos. I was like, is my video like a Casey Neistat's? Like, is it professional enough and well looking enough? Because they're getting millions of views and I'm getting hundreds of views. Like, You know, there's a big difference here, and why is that? Oh, okay, my content looks nothing like theirs. So I try to slowly save up and improve it.
So you were looking at examples outside of wrestling.
Oh, yeah. And that's what started the vlog, too, is because, like, I always made videos, but I was like, I need to do something that not a lot of people are doing. And I didn't see a whole lot of people taking the vlog style of content into wrestling and doing, like, a weekly series. And so that's why I was like, okay, let's try to do some vlog style with wrestling, which it was hard, too, because it's like, I'm playing this heel character, but yet I'm being like a nice guy, and it's like people. So some people were really against it. They're like, "You're killing the business," and blah blah blah. And it's like, to each their own, you know. People do their own thing, but it's like I said, fuck it. You know, I could have listened to these people and been like, yeah, I can't make these videos because they're right. I am killing this, or they're not gonna believe I'm.
I gotta keep my heat, bro.
Yeah, exactly. You know, I could have done that, but I was like, fuck it, man. Whatever happens, happens. It's all meant to be.
Okay, so when you edit these things, like starting off, did you get an editing software?
Yeah.
Or were you editing the, like, it blows me away now. Like, there's a couple of my students, they edit these things, and they're like, what do you think? And I, oh, cool. I didn't realize you knew how to edit. Like, no, it's all on your phone now. I'm like, what?
Yeah, oh yeah, there's like free editing softwares.
Yeah.
But this was like 2014, 2015, so like it wasn't as like accessible.
So
or
you still
as,
had to import into a computer, make the cuts.
And that's what I do. I edit on my computer, but I had this like really shitty laptop, and it would take, for like a 10-minute video, which looking back it's like super simple edits and stuff, it would take like 8 hours to edit a video because it would just lag so much, 8-10 hours, and then I get like 100 views. Yeah, and I would be like, it's okay, eventually it'll come.
Well, how long was it like that? That he was just getting a couple hundred views
for like years.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have a couple videos every now and then that would hit like a couple thousand views. Like I did one vlog where I got out of a ticket because I showed the cop my championship belt. Okay. And then like that got like 2,000, 3,000 views, and I remember thinking like, holy shit, Mom, I'm famous, 3,000 views. Yeah, and that would just keep me motivated to keep going. Like just seeing these little like, oh, this is a new milestone kind of.
Did you ever see a trend in like people really like this, or people really want to see more of this? Were you able to take some of the data from like there were a lot of views on this, so they want to see more of this? Were you able to translate some of that?
I noticed some of the things, but the only problem was like certain things. It's like I didn't know how to capitalize on it. It's like, okay, they like this, but it's like, damn, I can't do that again. And it's like, how do I replicate it but make it different at the same time? It took a long time, and now I think with the videos I'm doing now, it's like I'm incorporating AEW guys and then doing certain bits with them, and I've noticed that people like that. But I'm trying to get away from doing so many bits because like BTE does theirs, and make it back to how it was before, which is just like vloggy style. And occasionally I'll do some bits here and there, but mainly just make it like it's a vlog.
Okay. Now with, you becoming more popular and being on the road more, and obviously, are you like editing it when you're waiting for planes on the flight? Like, how is that process of that? Because I, very early on, when I first got a laptop, I was trying to do my work editing on my laptop.
Yeah.
Well, and I would go on these 12-hour road trips.
Yeah.
But I like to drive too much, and everywhere I go is driving, so there's less flying. And anytime I got to the place, sometimes I just want to decompress because I just did all the driving.
Yeah.
So it was just hard for me to edit the projects that I wanted to edit.
Right, and you have to work on top of that.
Yes.
Right? So it's like, not only do you want to edit, but it's like, you got to do all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And, no, exactly, though. I would do that on the plane. Like, just for instance, just this year, I twisted my ankle and nearly, like, broke it on Dynamite. And then the next day I flew to Australia. And then I try to have my videos up every Tuesday. And then I was flying back, and I was going to get back on Tuesday. But I was like, okay, I won't be able to edit. Like, I need to edit on the plane, basically. So I filmed a bunch of stuff from Australia, and then on the plane ride back, which is like 16 hours or whatever, I was just in the middle seat, just like hunched up, like, okay, here we go. And I have like my headphones on. And it's super funny, though, because like you're watching yourself speak, and then there's people sitting next to you. They're just like looking at you, looking at yourself editing something. But I think everybody kind of knows, like, the millennials and like this is vlogging YouTube stuff. So it's I don't even think anything about it.
Do you have an issue like watching yourself on video? I know that was the dumbest question I've ever
No,
asked.
no.
Like, does Sammy Guevara have an issue looking at himself?
No, I actually do. Like,
okay,
yeah.
Expound.
So, like, for instance, it's hard for me to watch a lot of my old videos or just my videos in general because it's like, it takes me back to a place. Like, for instance, some of the videos I try to give motivation to, like, kids and stuff like that, people who want to do this. And I get really passionate in the videos. Mm-hmm. And it's just hard for me to watch that with other people. I can watch it by myself, but with other people, it's like kind of because I'm vulnerable in those videos and in those clips. And it's like, I don't want to be vulnerable with everybody. And so like sometimes people will put them on and I'm like, bro, turn that shit off right now. And yeah, that's just what I end up doing. Like I just start freaking out. I'm like, turn this off.
So... Like, because with me, it bothers me, and I do stand-up.
Oh. Can you watch your stand-up with other people?
I can't watch my stand-up with other people. I can't even listen to it sometimes. Oh. It is, like, even just right after I did it, it's still like that thing of just like, especially because I know it's not quite right, and I know I gotta listen to it, but every time I do, I always find that extra tag to it.
Yeah.
I always find that extra thing that I need for it.
Well, that's how I am with wrestling. It's so hard for me to watch any of my matches back, just because I'm going to tear it apart. And I'm sure you're the exact same way.
Well, here's another thing, too. With it being a video editor,
yeah,
a lot of the wrestling matches that I have, I'm usually ending up editing the show. So you live it, you experience it, you see the match when you import the footage, and then you see 3 different camera angles of everything. So you see all the mistakes. Like, I always feel like video editors, especially video editors, wrestlers who are video editors, they are the most cynical individuals of all time. Because they know what reality is, as opposed to the fantasy that gets portrayed because of this cut and this happened. You took this better angle and this. You took the wide shot here to cover this up.
Or if you did a shitty like duck thing, you could change angle real quick and it doesn't look as bad. Like
That's always my theory with Chuck Taylor. Why he's always like, "I fucking suck," because he edits fucking videos.
Right.
So he knows that this looks this way because of this angle.
Right.
That's always my theory.
Which is also ridiculous because I just wrestled him too on last Wednesday and he's so good.
Yeah.
Him and Trent, so good.
I know, and like he's doing well for himself, but he's like, "My fucking life's over." You're talking the way I talk.
Right. I'm fucking gonna quit.
Oh, this is the worst. I'm fighting.
Like, I've watched almost none of my AEW matches back just because, like, I know I'm going to tear it apart. I watched the Cody one back. I tore that one apart. Just on my end, not of stuff Cody did. Of course,
Of course.
Cody.
We need to tear Cody apart?
Yeah, and be like, what the fuck is he doing?
Do I need to send you, the boss, a memo on the things that I feel like you need to work on? Do I do a memorandum that I need to do? Or can I just put it in like an email chain that we need to do? What's the proper way to do this,
and honestly,
Cody?
give me your job.
Yeah,
but I watched the one I had with Kenny back, and it's just like, it's just so hard because it's like, bro, it's like just so, I don't know even how to describe it. It's like that's a piece of me there I'm watching, and it's just like, fuck, it's like it should just be better, or it could be better, and it's like I can't change it. It drives me fucking insane.
So when you're editing your vlogs, like you finding the time for it and you're trying to make it work, have you had any like mishaps, like I'm gonna miss it this week, or
I've had some certain situations where I'll be out of the country or whatever, and it's like, okay, hey, or I'll have like issues with the computer. It's like, look, sorry guys, or like a last minute booking, I'll be like, sorry, it'll be up, but it's gonna be up late. So I've had that happen, but I've uploaded consistently for the past like 4 years every single week. And so I don't believe the thing when people say like, oh, I just don't have time, I gotta work, I gotta do this. It's like, dude, I had to do the same thing, I mean, granted, I don't have kids and stuff, so other people have, I guess, like harder lives, but I think it's just a matter of priorities. It's if you really want it, I think you'll find time. Maybe don't watch the Netflix or whatever. Like,
when I hear people talk about, I watched the whole season of this, I'm like, how did you have fucking time to do that?
Yeah.
I have 2 different podcasts. I have a full-time job.
Yeah.
All this wrestling. Going to every. How do you have time to do that?
Right.
I don't understand. Like, I don't get it.
Right. Like, well, if you said something, because I've been around you now all day, if you said, like, some excuse, I'd be like, yeah, I actually believe him, because I've been around you all day. You do a lot.
Yeah, I've been fanning the posters that you've been signing furiously all day
Dude,
long.
holy shit, we're not even done.
Oh, you're not even close.
I know.
Not even.
It's only
Chris
2 a.m.
Jericho's got to sign that amount
Oh,
someday.
I know. I heard they might split it up. I'm like, yeah, it's probably what they're going to end up doing.
Yeah, well, we're kind of splitting it up right now by having a nice conversation.
Yeah,
right
which
here.
I enjoy.
And you know, like, I wanted to get the vlogs thing. I thought I could get a couple secrets out of you about
Yeah.
YouTube, because I've had my ups and downs with YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I've been very anti-YouTube. I've been very, you know, but you've leaned into it and found success with it.
I wanted to quit YouTube so many times just because of, like, a video will get demonetized for no reason, like, a video will get copyrighted even though I'm using the song in the exact, like, amount of time I'm allowed legally to use it, and it's just like, it's like fair use, but whatever. It's just like, it's just so many frustrating things, and they've done so many stupid changes, like what you were saying, how they demonetize your channel because of whatever subscriber amount. So much stupid stuff, and I'm just like, dude, fuck this. Like, I'm doing all this work, and I'm trying, and it's like, YouTube's such a hard platform, I guess, like any platform to make it on, just because so many other people are doing it. So you just got to stay consistent, and that's why I never did quit, because I'm like, if I do stop, then that's like a for sure way. I'm never going to get that YouTube plaque, which I just recently got, and that was like a big goal. It's like, I'm going to get that 100,000 plaque, and that kept me going forever. And now, the 1,000,000 plaque. That'll keep me going until then.
Now, you might have missed. When did you start doing these vlogs?
Oh, so like the ones that are up right now, 2015, but
Okay.
really like 2012.
Okay, I think but like, I've been messing around with YouTube since like 2006.
Oh wow, yeah, early,
Yeah.
the Fred days. If you remember that guy.
Oh, yeah, there was. Here's the thing that you want to talk about fucked up things that YouTube did. For a short period of time, I believe in the mid 2000s, like 2007, 2008, 2009, like, obviously we're a company that has shoot interviews from people that have worked for WWE or left WWE, and obviously do an interview with us. If you would put in, like, let's say Rey Mysterio, an interview with Rey Mysterio that he did between WCW and WWE, and just put like a clip of it. And you put in the tags Rey Mysterio, because that is who was featured in the video. But this video was prior to him being in WWE. We're putting it up because he's in WWE right now and wrestling and world champion, all these things, and we're just gonna put that in. And we're gonna upload it because we want people to see it. We put Rey Mysterio in. YouTube would say, "Oh, because this has Rey Mysterio in it, it's owned by WWE." And therefore, you can't get any monetization on it because WWE actually owns this. When actually it's an interview that is ours, or it's from our footage, or this is wrestling footage that we've gotten from fan cam footage from years ago that we own legally. All those things. Yeah, they would just claim everything wrestling and just say it's WWE.
Yeah, and that's probably that. Yeah, that was so early on because YouTube was like 2004. It opened up. So yeah, $1 billion company saying something to new YouTube, it's like, we're going to listen to them, even though it's not legal and stuff like that. And there's still stuff like that that goes on to this day. And it's like, I think they made wrestling, you can't monetize wrestling.
Yeah, there was that a few years ago.
Yeah, and that's what like killed like a bunch of shit. Because people were making money off of YouTube and stuff. And all of a sudden it's like, nope, sorry. And I have a theory that like WWE did it or whatever. Because, like, if you think about it, if these companies are surviving solely off YouTube, really,
you pull the plug.
Let's kill it.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's no proof they did any of that. But I'm a conspiracy guy, so I'm like, if I was them and I have YouTube's ear, what would I do if I'm trying to kill the competition?
And speaking of conspiracy theories, which ones are you into these days?
I'm into everything. Like, one thing about me is, like, I believe anything's possible. Like, the Earth could be flat, could be a ball, could be a triangle. Like, it could be hollow. I'm into it all.
Okay.
Yeah. I think like, you have to be really weary, whatever, about a person who's, like, just so close-minded enough to think, like, okay, no, that's impossible. That's impossible. But, dude, nothing's impossible. We shouldn't even exist. None of us. So Big Bang happened, and somehow we're here, and somehow your specific sperm, it went into the egg or whatever, and you're here. You shouldn't be here, but you're here because coincidence, meant to be, I don't know. Anything's possible.
It's true.
What conspiracies are you into?
So here's the thing. Here's what I am about conspiracies.
Yeah.
And I think you could agree with me, and it all ties back into wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I was a big conspiracy guy for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I've started to come to the conclusion, the idea that you get more people involved with conspiracy, it's less likely that anybody's going to keep their mouth shut.
Oh, yeah.
Or they could be on the same page.
Yeah.
And I've learned that through being in scramble matches. Because the more
worst to put together.
Exactly, because it's more people involved. Where if it's just a one-on-one match, you can come to a conclusion and come to something and work together, and nothing needs to be said. But when you have 12 other people, 8 other people, the more people involved, it makes it more difficult.
Yeah,
and everybody
100%.
wants a credit and gets their own things in and comes together with something. So conspiracies that involve more than 6 people, I start to waver on the validity.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's also, you gotta look into it. It's like there's money in all these conspiracies, you know, like, so you get enough people to believe in something, you can do podcasts on it, you can do little tours of people to come out and talk. So you gotta look at everything, like, is this something they truly believe, or is this just something they're manipulating and trying to get you to believe to get your money? But with the 6-man, just a story on that. One of my last like independent dates before AEW started, and then I still did other ones, but before AEW started, I was in a 6-man, and it took so long to call this match. I was getting so frustrated because like just trying to have a good time, and everyone's like throwing all this stuff, and it's like we only have like 15 minutes, and everyone's trying to do like a million things. And I remember my friend Joe Alonzo. Hi, Joe Alonzo. He said, "Hey, should I pin you, or should you just, or should I not cover you?" And like I know he didn't mean it like he wasn't trying to like annoy me or anything. He was just asking a question, but I got just so triggered from the question. I was like, "Does it fucking matter? I don't care. Like, pin me, don't pin me." Like,
that's me.
Yeah.
That's me in those things.
Yeah.
I've been in enough Wrestling Revolver open scramble matches.
Yeah.
That like by the end of it, I was just like, here, fucking take the belt from me. I don't fucking want it anymore. I don't want this goddamn belt.
Yeah, take this shit.
Take this shit. I don't want to be in these fucking matches anymore. And I'll never forget when I handed it off to whoever won it. I go, it's your fucking problem now.
Fucking problem now.
Your fucking problem. I'm gonna go into this feud with a fucking camping tent now. I'm gonna wrestle an inanimate object as opposed to the rest of these 8 able-bodied motherfuckers, because I can't fucking talk to any of you right now.
Dude, I remember he still brings up to this day. He's like, I don't fucking care. I don't fucking care. Do whatever. I'm like, bro, it's just like, I thought about it from a fan's perspective. Like, no one cares like that much. Like, we put so much overthought into some of these matches, and then it's like, the fan's not gonna. Is it really gonna make a difference in the match if right here, this specific thing right before we do a bunch of other high spots, you cover me, or bam, yeah, okay, now let's go. Like, let's just go.
But speaking of friends in wrestling,
yes.
On the list of questions, Rob Viper.
Viper.
Thank you so much for writing all these questions.
Freddie is better than you, Rob.
But
Alfredo.
I do need to bring up some names on here.
Okay.
That I was unaware of, but he's got you listed as your good friends in the Texas indie scene. And Rob Viper might be the only one who wants to know questions about it. But Rob Viper's never led me wrong. But he wants to know about El Fuego del Sol and Lowrider. He wants the lowdown on both these gentlemen.
Yeah, my 2 buddies, they just recently wrestled on Dark.
Yes, he's got it. It's in the notes.
Okay,
it's
cool.
in the notes. He's on top of it.
They're both going to be there next week, too.
Okay.
Yeah. I got them some Dark matches. But, I mean, I met Fuego because of YouTube, too. Because he has this backyard wrestling channel that has like 155,000 subscribers. And I was trying to gain subscribers on my channel, so I was messaging all these popular backyard channels. I was like, hey, yeah, give me a shout out on your channel. I can help you, if you ever want to get on the independents, I can help you get booked. The funniest one was one guy, he replied, he's like, I don't give a shit to go to wrestle on the independents. He's like, I'm
happy in the backyard,
That's
man.
what he said.
I walk out, I do my thing, I go back inside. I'm good, bro.
My mom makes me
Listen,
pizza rolls.
that's how I'm going to be with these virtual auctions. Think I'm ever going to go to a wrestling show ever again?
Fuck no.
If I had put my merch out tonight, I would have made a weekend's worth of merch in 10 minutes.
Oh, hell yeah.
You think I'm going on the road again?
Yeah.
Think I'm going to drive 12 hours?
Bro. then Bofuego eventually wrote back, and he just said like, yeah, I'm trying to get booked in Texas. I'm doing independent stuff now, and so I was wrestling for this not so good show in the middle of nowhere, Texas, Mineral Wells, Texas. I was like, I can definitely get you booked on here, and he's like, all right. So I got him booked there. I felt bad too because I was like, look, I swear there's better places in Texas than this, but this is kind of the only place I can get you booked right now.
You only do that to your friends.
Yeah.
To be really quite honest.
Yeah.
Like, you don't wish that on your enemies, but people who are your friends, you'll give them that booking.
Oh, yeah. And I got my other friend, Eric Ortiz, who Rob did not mention. But him, Eric Ortiz, myself, and Lowrider, we're like the three amigos. And just to go to Lowrider, I met him in 2012. He pulled up to my house with Fast Eddie Vegas, Mitch Baxter, and we drove to Eagle Pass, Texas, which is like 8 hours away from my house.
Whose hometown?
Wait, what?
Whose hometown? Eagle Pass, Texas.
Eagle Pass.
It's a famous wrestler. Hall of Fame wrestler.
Oh, God. Is it Shawn Michaels?
Oh, my gosh.
Eddie Guerrero.
Oh, no. And it's even worse that we're on the Daddy Don't Worky Wrestle set.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's one of his favorite wrestlers, Blackjack Mulligan.
Oh.
Blackjack Mulligan.
I'm going to get messages
From
later. What the fuck, Sam?
You know what? Sorry, you're sitting next to a half-assed wrestling historian.
No. So. You're educating me.
I'm educating you.
And I appreciate it.
Okay.
That's why I wrestled Doki in those little tights that we sold earlier.
Yes, we did. We sold some of your tights on a virtual auction.
I made way more on that than I did at that show.
Well, a promotion you may have made $1 or $2 at. That actually is a promotion that you first became on my radar was Wrestle Circus.
Wrestle Circus.
Talk about Wrestle Circus, like how it came to be. And then not to be, and then everything in between.
Man, Wrestle Circus, that's like my home right
there. That was like the place for a while.
I mean, there's other places in Texas, but when they came around, and like I know you probably had the same in wrestling, people start saying and telling you certain things, like, I'm going to do this and this. And it's like, all right, dude, let's see what happens. Like, I'll see it when I believe it, you know.
It was one of the things they said we're going to run 6-hour-long shows because they did that a lot. Because if that's one thing they said in the beginning, nailed it.
Nailed it. No, they told me, because I was wrestling at another company called Inspire Pro, which is like another home company of mine that helped build me up. And he's like, hey, I'm going to put you against Tony Nese next month. It's going to be our big, first show. And I was like, okay. Everyone was like, this is going to be a one and done, like, blah, blah, blah. Tony Nese goes over because Tony Nese didn't want to lose, even though it made no sense for him to win. And then...
Bitter much, Sammy Guevara?
No, not even. I'm just saying, like, if you're not coming back, why beat the guy they're trying to build up? I don't know.
He's a premier athlete.
I mean, Mustafa Ali... I'll have love for him forever.
Yeah.
Because I wrestled him the next month, and he was going to WWE too. And he could have canceled his dates. He didn't. And he put me over the first night, super big, and then we did a rematch the next night, and he was supposed to go over on that. And he told Al, the promoter, and said, well, I'm not coming back. He's still here. Like, why would I beat him? Like, have him go over. And, like, the fact that, he didn't have to do that, it's like, damn, that's really cool. Like,
yeah.
But how it came to be, Al just came and said that he was going to do these shows, and all of a sudden they started to pick up all this steam. They were the first company to do Twitch and stuff like that. First wrestling show to do Twitch, and then they just, what happened? I heard so many different stories, so I don't know what's true or what not. But I know for one, the first time they no longer were running shows, Al got really sick. From the story that I was told, is that Al got sick and like putting all these wrestling shows were putting so much stress on him, which was like triggering whatever kind of immune disease or whatever was wrong with him.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And so...
as a guy who runs wrestling shows,
yeah.
I believe it.
Dude, I can't...
I used to have hair. There was a time.
I can't imagine running shows. It sounds like a nightmare.
I can't imagine having hair.
It's been so long.
It's been so long.
Oh, no. Yeah, and then they left. Then they came back, but then I was signed to Aero Lucha or something, and they wouldn't allow me to wrestle. and then they did like one show, and then they left again for whatever reason, and then AEW started, and then they're like, hey, look, we want to come back for one more before you guys all start. And that's where I won the Wrestle Circus title, and then for whatever reason he decided, you know what, let's keep going, and then he did one more after that, which it would have been just such a great ending if he just would have ended it right there, which that's how I see it. I see when I left, that's where Wrestle Circus ended. But really, they did one more month, and then they pissed everybody off in July because they canceled their show like a week before, a couple days before. Yeah, which was unfortunate.
I remember them having that goodwill, and then all of a sudden it just gone.
Oh, yeah, because like they did that when Al got sick, they canceled the show like 5 days beforehand. So they got a lot of heat from a lot of people. And a lot of people hated them too because they were getting all this buzz and spending all this money on the shows. And people were like, they're not profitable. They're going to be gone and whatever. It's like, dude, even if they aren't going to be profitable, even if they are going to be gone and whatever, they're still paying guys like me and all these other big names good money. Like, they were the first ones that made me see more value in myself because I offered them to give me like $100, and then they were like, nah, we'll give you 300. They're like, you're a 300 guy.
You gotta love promoters like that.
I was like,
they're few and far between, maybe for a good reason, but
yeah, I was like, dude, you're more than doubling what I'm asking.
Yeah.
And then he's like, trust me, like, maybe you don't see it, but like, you deserve at least that. And like, then that gave me the confidence to start asking for more money from other promotions and stuff like that.
So they created this monster.
That's right. Give me all the motherfucking money. Nah. Yeah, no, like they just like showed me like, okay, maybe getting $75 or whatever, or $100 maybe I should be asking for more, because I don't know if you're the same or not, but I always feel like I'm not worth shit sometimes. Yep. Yeah.
And then it's even compounds it even worse. Like that Winston-Salem show we were on, I had a fight with the promoter because I gave him a fee.
Yeah.
Which is my regular fee, and he asked for $25 less.
Oh, come on.
And I'm just like, am I not worth
the
other $25?
Yeah. Oh my God, it's such heartbreaking. It's like, is it really like that big of a number? Like,
but of course, he was like, yeah, you're right. You're
right. Yeah. Dude, I had a fight with a promoter, and this is the Mineral Well show. I was going there for $50 and driving 5 hours there, 5 hours back. That's 10 hours in one day, and like doing all this crazy shit for $50. And I remember I was like, can I get 60? And he made the biggest deal. He's like, $60. I was like, $10 fucking dollars. Like, it goes a long way for me. But like, is it really gonna murder your show that I'm fucking driving forever? I don't know. He ended up giving me the $60, but it was just such a battle to get to it.
Oh, you missed out on the good years. When I first started in 2003.
Woo! 2003, I was 10.
I was in college.
Oh, wow.
And I was wrestling, and gas was like around $1.20, $1.19 or whatever. So if you got $20 at a wrestling show that was like 3 hours away, not only could you fill up your tank especially of my S10 pickup truck, I also have enough money to go through drive-through McDonald's.
Oh, there
so
we go.
I could get gas and
You're a king.
And a meal. I was I was like, I could do this wrestling thing forever.
That's how I felt about the $60. I was like, if he gives me that, I can buy a meal that night and fucking have gas for there and back. Like, I made it. And if I sell any shirt, oh my God, I'm on top. I got $30 extra. Holy shit. Yeah. I don't know what the original thing was.
It was about Wrestle Circus. The other thing that Bahari had was he wanted to know about one of your viral moments where you were doing the Randy Orton pose mid-match.
Yeah.
I think I vaguely remember seeing that being a thing, but like, what was that like?
I thought about that.
Yeah.
I thought of that idea. Because I saw, like, Randy said whatever. I forgot what comment he made. But it was, like, something he was shit-talking the indies or whatever.
Oh, now it's all coming back to me now.
I don't remember his exact word. Do you?
I don't remember. But, it was something along that line. There's so many things that Randy Orton says.
He put me over.
Okay.
And then he said the N-word and then took all of the momentum away. I remember that day I woke up and then, like... I got announced to do the main event of Dynamite for the next week, and then all of a sudden Randy Orton said he wants to work me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm on top of the world, and then all of a sudden it shifts to Randy Orton says the N-word on a Twitch thing. I'm like, no, talk about me.
What do you think? There was going to be inter-promotional war? Like,
no, he was
like
just,
Randy Orton was going to jump over to AEW, like finally wrestle
I
you?
think that's before he like re-signed or whatever. So I think maybe he was just like teasing, like, oh, I might go.
He was using you.
Yeah.
Without your
but
consent.
I'll take it.
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna sue you, Randy. Hope you know this.
Yes.
But what were we talking about just before I brought this?
Wrestle Circus.
Yep.
We're talking about paydays, living like a king, selling T-shirts. I was talking about 2003 and gas being 119.
Yes, but then you asked something. What was it?
It was about the Randy Orton.
Oh
viral
yes,
moment.
there we go. Okay. So Randy Orton said whatever, and then we were at Wrestle Circus, and I remember thinking like, this Wrestle Circus got some eyes on it right now. They do the Twitch thing, and I was like, if I can convince Mecha Wolf 450 and Shane Strickland, who both got some eyes on them as well at Wrestle Circus, if I can convince them to do it with me, then it'll be great. Like, I'm sure people will see it. And at first I was like, hey, I got this dumb idea. I don't know if y'all be down. And I told them, they were like, yeah, let's do it. So hats off for them for being down.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, yeah, Fox Sports or whatever, like did a thing on it, like independent wrestlers mock Randy Orton. And I remember I was just like, we made it a Fox Sports. What the fuck? Yeah, I was marking out for that shit.
Yeah, it's always the dumbest and the weirdest thing, like ever, that goes viral that you don't expect, and it's always the organic thing.
Yeah, and it kind of opened my eyes too. And it's like, this was just some random. This wasn't even like a cool move in a match. This was some random moment. And it's like, all right, there's more to this, like, you know. So I started just trying to do other shit too. Like I would do fucking stuff with my phone, like swantons while vlogging and stuff.
Yeah, that's I think that's when you came a little bit more on my radar, especially with the Wrestle Circus at this time, and you doing a lot of things like that.
Yeah, I actually was stopping matches. So I at PWG one time I did a promo after the match, and they cut it from the DVD, and I was like, why'd they cut this from the DVD? And then I thought, if I do, and I think I even promoted my channel or whatever on it, but then I was like, if I do a promo in the match, they can't cut it. I mean, they could, but I don't think they will. And so, like, I started...
You don't know Dragon well enough, do you?
Well, he didn't cut it.
Okay.
Yeah. I stopped a couple matches, and, like, my last bowler, maybe this is why, I stopped my match with Jonah Rock.
Jonah Hill is an actor. Now, he does live in Los Angeles, California, and you might have wrestled him, but definitely not in PWG.
One of them.
At least not according to Rob Viper. Just let you know, Rob Viper has no... Remember, talk about when you wrestled the sidekick from Moneyball. Like, he doesn't have that in there.
Damn, Rob, do your research.
Yeah, look it up.
But,
it's on IMDb.
Yeah, come on, man. I did the... So, like, gave him some move, and all of a sudden they were like, they told me, I got on the mic, and I was like, hey, so this is the heat part of the match? I was like, this is the boring part of the match where I give him heat. So everyone pull out your phones and go subscribe to my YouTube channel, Sammy Guevara on YouTube. And one thing with that, too, is it's going to be funny to look back at these videos when YouTube is long dead, and it's like basically the MySpace of video stuff.
Just like when you look back at some of the Matt Hardy stuff where he was like, give me a retweet and stuff like that, like that early incarnation of that where he was doing that. Yeah.
But, yeah, so I did that, and then I didn't even know Regal was in the back at the time. And, like, I was just laughing because I just pictured him watching in the back, like, what the fuck is he doing? Like, I remember I saw him after. I was like, what's up, Regal? He's like, hi, Sammy. Regal was always cool to me. He actually got me my tryout originally in 2017. So
don't act so excited when you said it. You rolled your eyes the whole time you said that.
Well, because I was thinking
tryout in 2017.
I mean the tryout was whatever.
Were you mad about the tryout or 2017? What do you have most disgust for?
Multiple things. The tryout was whatever. It was such a whatever experience. It opened my eyes too. It was like, this is such a work, this whole thing.
Like what? Give me an example of what you didn't like about the tryout.
Okay, so the tryout was fine. Like all the cardio stuff, like I could do all that stuff for days. What I didn't like was when the cameras are on, all of a sudden they start acting like they're Marine sergeants and start acting like more mean. It's like everyone's cool, cameras on. All right, come on, blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, I see what this is. Like, you doing it for the cameras, and yeah. And then there was just like there was models, football players. I've said this stuff before, but it's like they just treated like wrestlers like, yo, fuck you for wanting to be a wrestler. Like, we care about these models and these football players. And that, like, you know, they do like a 2-minute promo thing. And I said that in my promo, and like it was funny because afterwards everyone clapped, and I was talking shit on them. I was like, I didn't want to be a football player or a model. I didn't fail at anything else. This is all I've ever wanted to do, and I'm here to do it. And then afterwards, all the football players are clapping. I'm like, no, fuck you.
That was at you.
Yeah.
I didn't do this for you. I did it about you.
Yeah, this whole thing's messed up. But I closed off my little promo by saying, wherever I end up, I'm going to make that company a lot of money, which was my way of saying, if you don't pick me up, it's okay, baby, because life's going to go on. Like I always say, fuck it. And AEW became a thing, thank God, and picked me up.
Okay. Well, from what I recall, because we've spent all day together, you have given that spiel before many a times and give that pitch to people. We're like, hey, I'm going to make this company a lot of money.
Yeah. We didn't even tell it on the virtual thing.
No, we didn't tell on the virtual, but I wanted to tell it here right now.
Here we go.
You know, the tryout wasn't your only foray in WWE. We were talking about extra talent spots and the different incarnations of doing extra talent. So obviously you were unthrilled, unmoved by the tryout.
Yeah.
What was your extra talent experience like with WWE?
In the beginning, I was excited for the tryout. At the end, I was like, whatever about it. But extra work, I was very excited at first. I did my first couple loops, and it was just like, cool, I'm back here. I mean,
catering's awesome.
Catering's awesome. They kind of treat me like shit here, but like, dude, I'm here.
You're required to shake everybody's hands. Yeah. Most people are gonna be nice to you, but there's that 25% that's a fucking asshole to you.
Yeah.
Wipe their hand off right on the shirt in front of you. Yes.
Oh.
Actually, your boss. I went to shake his hand one time, and he went and walked off.
Who is this?
Cody.
He did that?
He did that.
No. Which Cody was this? What year?
This was Mustache Cody.
Okay, so he's in WWE.
Yeah, WWE.
Man, that's not nice, Cody.
You could tell him, put that in a memorandum.
Yeah,
and then
send it off tell him about the match.
Tell him the match that he needs to work on those things. Make it a big long memorandum and send it all at once.
Man, I feel like Cody now definitely wouldn't do that. He's super.
I hope not.
Yeah.
But every time I've seen him now, but I'm waiting for that one moment where I tell him, like, hey, do you remember when you were a complete fucking asshole to me?
Dude, I mean, that's hearing this now, it's like, that's so not even like the dude I know, at least, but it could be just because I work there now. But yeah, every time I've seen him,
because he's legally obligated to be nice to you, or else you report him to HR. Like,
is there an HR? No, but like I don't know. I feel like maybe that was like WWE him, but like ever since like he left, did Ring of Honor or whatever, maybe I don't know. He's a different guy now.
Assuming
I don't know, but
he's been nice to me ever since.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Yes,
but what were we talking about?
We're talking about you.
The extra talent. So I hated it. Eventually, I got real tired of it real fast. I did so many loops, like, and it's just like, okay, every little 5-minute match we did before SmackDown, I would be like, okay, I'm doing all this crazy stuff, and it just seems like nobody cares. And then eventually, I'm just like, screw it. I'm gonna go see Vince McMahon. Like, I don't give a damn. Vince, I need to meet this man. And I had nothing to lose because I was so over being an extra. Clearly, they didn't want me. And so I was like, if they kick me out and I ruin my chances now, it's okay because I'm going to go become a big star and maybe they'll want me later. That's how I looked at it. And I also looked up Spider-Man. Like, it was playing in the theaters at the time. So I was like, if they kick me out, I can go make this showing to go see Spider-Man.
Which Spider-Man? Was it the...
I think it was the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
I don't know for sure.
All right.
But then, so I go to Vince's door, and I'm like, my heart's beating, man. I'm like so nervous. I knock on the door, and then I think like so long went when I knocked on it. No one said anything. I was like, I could just run away. I should just run away. And then I hear, come in. And I'm like, I should just run away. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
There's still time.
Yeah.
There's still time.
I I just go, and then my life will go on. But I knew if I didn't go in, I'd feel like such a pussy, and I'd think forever. Like, if wrestling would have ended a year from that, I would have been like, what if I would have went in Vince's office? What could have been? So I was like, I have to go now. So I went in. I see some guy on a computer right in front of me. I look, I see Road Dogg way over there. I see a door, and I'm like, where's Vince? Is he behind that door? And the whole time I'm like trying to figure this out. Road Dogg's just staring at me like, what the fuck is this guy doing here? And I'm like, well, now I have to say something. So I'm like, hello, sir. My name's Sammy Guevara. I've been an extra many times, and I've never met the boss man himself. And so came here to meet him.
And you did the voice again.
Yeah, I do. I swear, I think that's probably how I said.
That's a Chim Chimmerty-Roo voice right there.
I came here to meet him, and
hey, what are you doing? The news today, sir. Extra.
I'm a real baby face, please.
Yeah, please.
But then the most terrifying part was Road Dogg gets up, and this is probably good height now. Mm-hmm. He walks up to me, and goes, "The ball's on you, kid. Wow. I like your Moxley, kid." Shakes my hand.
Moxley? Yeah, I like your
Moxie,
Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
I like your Dean Ambrose, kid.
I like your Dean Ambrose, kid. Moxie, is that the word?
Yeah, Moxie.
Okay.
Just drop the L out.
Yeah, Mox. I like your Moxie, kid. And then he basically says, like, Vince McMahon, he's like, what's your name? I'm like, Sammy Guevara. He's like, well, Sammy, Vince isn't here today, but I strongly recommend the next loop. I strongly recommend you try this again. And I was like, all right. And that was like the red light. I was like, well, next time I'm doing it on Raw. I did it on SmackDown. I was like, I know he's there on Raw. So the very next time, I was like, fuck it. I'm not even scared that much. I mean, I'm still a little scared because I was like, this could go sour, but fuck it. So I knock on his door again, think the same thing. I should just run away. But I don't. I knock on it, and then I'm waiting for the come in, and all of a sudden, I hear the door opening, and I'm like, all right, here we go. It's Triple H. I'm like, this was not part of my plan. I'm like, do the same thing. Hello, sir. My name's Sammy Guevara. Never met the boss man. Blah, blah, blah. I came here to meet him. And I definitely think I interrupted. This was actually the night Kevin Owens won the Universal belt. Okay. So I definitely interrupted them talking about some stuff. And he goes, he opens it a little bit, showing Vince. He's like, well, there he is. And he opens it just a little bit, not for me to go in, more just to show Vince, like, hey, you met him. But I am skinny, so I go, and I go, hello, Vince. Hey, good to meet you, man. And I shake Triple H's hand again, and I'm like, you know, my name's Sammy Guevara, and I just want to let you know I'm going to make this business a lot of money one day, and I just, you know, wanted to come tell you guys that. And Vince, like, chuckles a little bit, and he's like, well, good to meet you, Sammy. And Triple H opens the door all the way and says, yeah, good to meet you. And I get out there. They close the door. I was fully expected to get kicked out. Nothing happened. Yeah. I was in the locker room. I was like, I can still make that Spider-Man movie. But no Spider-Man movie required.
No kicking out, no John Cone. Be like, hey.
Yeah, I literally, dude. I thought I was like, any minute John Cone's gonna walk in this extra locker room and just be like, hey Sam, come here, grab your bags. I'll be like, yep, I know why you're here. I already have them packed.
I'm good to go. I have not changed. I'm ready to hit the streets.
I'm going to the movies.
Okay, could you just exit me out this door? It's closer to the movie theater, because or else I gotta walk all the way around the building. But if you kick me out through this door, please. I can get there in an extra 5 minutes and see the coming attractions.
Yeah. Yes.
So please do that for me.
Yes. I've heard stories of people going to Vince's office and it not working out for him, like getting kicked out immediately. So, for whatever reason, it all worked out. You know, I didn't get signed, thank God, and nothing happened. Nothing. And I got my answer, which was, what would have happened if I went to his office? Now I know. Now
you've met half of DX, basically.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go to
Shawn Michaels, too.
You haven't met Shawn Michaels yet. You still haven't met... you've met Billy Gunn now.
I met Billy Gunn and Road Dogg. There we go.
There you go. Have you met X-Pac?
X-Pac. I'm missing Shawn Michaels, China, obviously. Yeah. Okay, so the 3 members there. All right. So that's what happens when you knock on Vince's door. You're probably going to meet a DX member. Yeah.
That's just the rule of it all. That's how that works. But let's back up now.
Okay.
because you mentioned it earlier a little bit ago, and that was a nice transition into it. But then we got this nice little transition into that wonderful story that you told earlier. That I was like, we are repeating that.
Yeah.
You were coming back, and I appreciate you hitting every one of those beats.
Oh yeah,
just as well as you did before.
Had to.
It was perfect. Great. Like if you were a stand-up comedian, you would be great.
I'm sure you would have told it a little bit better, but hey.
No, you open mic'd it well earlier, and then when we got on camera, you nailed it.
All right.
Great job.
Thank you.
Now I'm gonna need you. We didn't talk about this earlier, but this is a big part of how I know you. Not only Wrestle Circus, but obviously with our relationship here at High Spots with PWG.
Yeah.
Let's talk about PWG. How did it happen for you? You know, when people get that text or that message from Dragon, I want to book you. It changes people's lives. How did that message land in your lap?
So I got booked in like 2017 in the summer, but it really happened for me or how it originally all started was in 2015. Alfredo, Freddie from Riot Lucha, he was booking me in Monterrey, Mexico, and he told me, he's like, bro, just keep coming here. I'm going to get you booked in PWG. Just watch. I'm going to get you booked. And true to his word, took some time. But 2 years later, he said, hey, bro, what's the absolute cheapest you'll work PWG? And I'm like, bro, I'm starving for opportunity, man. I'll work for free. He's like, no, bro, not for free. Just tell me a price. I'm like, I don't know, bro. $100. He's like, will you take 50? I'm like, sure, man, whatever. I need opportunity. I need people to see me. I'm trying to die for these opportunities. And so, then I got and he's like, okay, 1 sec. And he's like, okay, you're going to get an email from Dragon. And it's just the PWG email. Mm-hmm. And he's like, so be looking out. And I see it. And it's like, hey, are you available for July something? I'll pay you $50, whatever. And he's like, you can keep all your merch sales, obviously. And I'm like, of course I'm available. Even if I was booked somewhere else, I'd be like, sorry, fucking PWG's calling me.
And that place would be like, yeah, get it.
Well,
go.
I don't know. I've worked some places in Texas where I was booked at some random ass show. No one sees it. And then I got an opportunity to wrestle my childhood hero, Rey Mysterio. And I said, hey, man, is it okay if I miss your show? Because, this other show wants to book me with Rey, and I was a huge fan growing up, and this would just be, a really cool match for me. This motherfucker says, hey, I appreciate you asking me, but, I have you for the date, and out of respect, I'd like you to honor it. And I was like, hey, man, out of respect, I'm just going to not do it. I tried to give you the opportunity to be cool, but... it was really me just saying I wasn't going to be there. Mm-hmm. But yeah, PWG. Then I did I did my first one in July, and it was so hot. Maybe the hottest it's ever been. The Bucks told me, because me and Ray Juarez, we were both debuting. We went almost 20 minutes. And I remember afterwards, some people were saying, man, y'all went really long for an opener. Y'all went 20 minutes. And the Bucks were like, yeah, it was a really good match, just kind of long. And they went and wrestled, came back, and they told us, hey, we just want to apologize. It was so hot out there. We took our time, too. And they went 20-something minutes. So, kind of felt good. Because at first I was like, oh, man, we pissed everyone off already. We went too long.
Bucks are already, they're the main guys here.
Oh, my God. And then, so when they came back and said that, I was like, oh, thank God. I get heat everywhere. I just didn't want to get heat day one,
Mm-hmm. And you actually were dealing with legitimate heat.
Yeah. Dude,
and obviously that's the Reseda building. If you're talking about how hot it is, you're talking about the Reseda building. Mm-hmm. And you have been one of the fortunate few that have wrestled in Reseda and then the Globe Theater.
Yeah.
What's the difference between the two?
So Globe Theater, obviously way nicer. They have AC. It just looks more professional or whatever. But that Reseda building, it just has a different vibe. The crowd, we were talking about this earlier. You said that the crowd almost feels like they're supporting the wrestler. And when you said that, I was like, that's such a good analogy or whatever, because that's kind of how it felt. It's these are diehard people coming to these shows, supporting independent wrestling, supporting these guys on the come up. And it's almost like the Globe Theater. I only wrestled there once, but from the vibe I got, it just didn't feel the same vibe. It felt almost like, people are still crazy there, and but it just felt different. It didn't feel as like, I don't know the
There's
words.
not a pouring of emotion. Like,
yeah,
like this is the cool thing to do. This is the cool wrestling. This is the cool wrestling. Let's go see it. Where when you go to Reseda, there's this feeling of like, oh my gosh, we got to be there.
Yeah,
we have to be there.
Yes.
We have to see this match. And there was always something magic about Reseda.
Right.
And even that building in itself, I don't know if you've heard this story about Reseda. Apparently, they were doing some sort of sweep through the attic or one of the upper areas or whatever, and they found like a bomb.
Oh fuck!
That hadn't gone off.
Legion Larry, baby.
There's some bomb, like somebody put a bomb up there and it hadn't exploded.
Yeah.
And the fact that it had never exploded between all of the roaring of people and everything that's going on is miraculous.
Wow.
And even just over time that it hadn't exploded. It just the idea.
I did not know that. That's just fucking insane.
But just makes that building more magic.
Yeah.
Is that it could have exploded at any moment in time, but it did not.
And what's crazy too is it was so jam-packed, you would think there's thousands of people in there. Really, there's like 400, 500 people. But it was just so packed. And obviously, with COVID, that would never happen now.
Oh, never happen. You could have Reseda back in 2006 though, because they used to run that building, and they rarely got like a third or half a capacity.
Wow!
I remember seeing Bola 2006.
Yeah,
and there's probably 3/4 the amount of people that you'd see anywhere else, and it wasn't the thing to do just quite yet.
Yeah.
But something happened in 2009, 2010.
And then people just...
It's like we have to be there. This is something special. These guys are unique. These are guys that deserve to be on WWE, or they realize that these guys travel the world and realize that these guys are better than what they see on TV. There's this feeling of these are our guys. This is our wrestling.
Exactly.
This is wrestling specifically for us because what's put on TV is not for us, but this is for us.
Yes.
100%. And that was always the vibe and the feeling that I got from it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. And just to defend the Globe Theater a little bit, it could be because everybody got signed, right? It could be because everyone got signed, and that's why it was a different feel, and it's like a transitional period for the new guys or the newer people taking those spots who are going to be the main guys. So whenever COVID's done with or whatever... Maybe in a year from now, maybe in 2 years from now, it will go back to that. But I did not get that vibe when I was there. But then again, I'm so out of the loop on everything too.
Yeah, but you were also one of the first guys, I guess, to dive off the balcony in the Globe.
Oh yeah, I got heat for that too.
Oh really?
I was only there one day, and I think it was. No one came up to me and got mad, but I remember people coming up to me and just telling me like, hey, I don't think you should do the dive because we're going to have Darby dive off of this other balcony. I'm like, that's cool. He can dive off that. I'm going to dive off in mine. And like, because I'm like, I was only there one day. I'm like, let me do something to be remembered. Like, if I don't do this, I'm just tapping out to Jonah. Like, then it's like, all right, cool. What a send off. So I just said, fuck it. I'm just going to, and I told Jonah, I'm like, bro, don't worry about getting heat. I'm going to get the heat. You're not going to get the heat if anything happens. So I did it. I remember like before Walter and like a couple different people just kept coming up to me throughout the day. I was like, yeah, man, you shouldn't dive. And like some people I probably even told like, oh, don't worry, I'm not. Like, just like stop fucking asking me this. Let me worry about your own match. Let me do my thing. And and to say now I was the first, even more, a little notch right there. Like I did it.
Did it, and
that was the last match ever in Reseda.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's the Basket Glory. You versus Walter.
Yeah.
What was that one like?
I mean, it hurt.
Yeah.
I got chopped a billion times.
But I think that's what the crowd wanted. It seemed like you were like, if it'd be interesting to see if Reseda continued on. Like it feels like that Reseda crowd was getting very receptive to you as being that fucking heel that we fucking hate.
Yeah.
Which PWG's always just been like, oh, we love all these guys. But seeing a guy who's like, no, I'm going to play the bad guy in all this. You didn't see that a whole heck of a lot over the years.
Yeah, like that's what like, it was kind of just an honor to hear. Like some people I would just see tweets every now and then. It's like, Sammy legit has like he's the only person I've seen in the past couple of years that gets a don't come back chant.
Yeah.
And stuff, because, like, people hated me. And, like, I don't really know what I did for people to hate me. Because I almost act no different. But maybe I'm just not that likable as I think I am.
It's that smile right there. People just want to punch the crap out of it. Right there. Just right.
Yeah, they just hated me. And, like, I would be like, I felt like there was just so much I could have done there. And, like, I'll probably go back one day just because I feel like there's so much I didn't accomplish in PWG. And I'd like to go back and do, like, win Bola, PWG title. Like, if I just would have stayed on the independents, not signed with Aero Lucha, do some other stuff. If I didn't go to Japan and I just focused on PWG, I felt like I could have fucking really took over that place.
What do you think were some of the obstacles? Like, there was always those whispers like, Sammy's not safe.
Well, yeah.
There was like a rumbling.
Yeah, there was that stuff. You know, it's just people. I wasn't their flavor in the back. You know, I don't know. I don't just politic. I don't try to like be super buddies with people unless it's like natural. And a lot of people are like cliques or whatever. And so for whatever reason, I rubbed whoever the wrong way, and all of a sudden it just became like Sammy's unsafe. Oh, Sammy's an asshole. I remember I did a promo against fuck, I forgot his name. He's in New Japan though. Tahishi something.
You were looking at the wrong man.
Fuck. You're the historian.
The current stuff, the current New Japan stuff.
Okay.
Takahashi Himura. We're talking. I'm sorry.
Maybe
he has a micro brawler. That's all I know. Hiromu.
Not him.
All right then.
But he's Bone Saw guy. What? Bone Soldier. You know what I'm talking about? Okay. Wait. I don't remember. Either way, this guy, we wrestled, and the match kind of just like, it wasn't the best. There was a language issue. He only speaks Japanese. I only speak English. And so there was a little miscommunication, not on my part, but I tried my best to fix it. And it just didn't, we still did the match. It just wasn't as great as it was. But afterwards, I already told Danny, and he told me to do a promo after the match. But a lot of people in the back didn't know I was doing a promo. So they thought I was just shooting on him. And they were like, what the fuck? He's one of the best wrestlers in the world, yet here you are shitting on him. I'm like, shut the fuck up, you dumb motherfuckers. Like, we almost got in a fight in the back because I'm like, you stupid fucks, you don't understand. Like, I told him I was doing this. And then, like, everybody, like, shut up because they didn't realize, oh, he actually had permission to do this. Like, people are just looking for things for me. And it's unfortunate, but it is what it is, man. You know, you can't worry about it. I just kept doing my thing. And I knew, most importantly of it all, I would have to have overcome that of people talking. Mm-hmm. But as long as I kept killing it, which was my always goal, every time I was in a match at PWG, I was like, I want to have the most talked about match. I'm going to do whatever the fuck it takes. Because they can bury me all they want, but if I'm having the best matches at PWG, what the fuck can they say? If I'm having better matches than almost everybody there, what can they say?
Yeah. And then they're just inventing things like, oh, he sat in the front seat of the van.
And that happened.
Yeah.
That's a true story. We're getting into the PWG van to go to Reseda. Nobody's sitting in the front seat. I see the van looks pretty full. Nobody sat in the front seat. I think it was set up. I think they did this on purpose to me. So I was like, okay, fuck it. I'm just going to sit in the front. And then all of a sudden it's like, whoa, Sam, what are you doing? You're in the front seat. Like, really? This new guy's going to go in the front seat? Dude, it's just like, I'm like, okay, anyone else can go in the front seat. Like, none of y'all else went to the front seat. Such childish shit. And this is some stuff I was telling you. I felt like a lot of people, or maybe I was telling you, a lot of people, I feel like...
You're telling the owner of High Spots that. One or the other.
I told a lot of people, but I said, it was just like, I felt like a lot of people try to be like, hey, this is how they did it back in the day. You know, you sit in the front seat, and you're this guy, blah, blah, like, we gotta keep this going. So I feel like these people try to act like they're not marks, but they're all a bunch of marks. Like, oh, we gotta keep this tradition alive, like, we gotta do this, that. It's like, man, just be you, man. Just live your life. Like, nothing has to be that serious. Like, I get there's people who do things or whatever, but it's just, it never made any sense to me. It's like, why put your energy into focusing on hating when you could just focus on improving yourself? And that's what I've always been about. Never made no sense to me. Never will. And that's why you won't catch me fucking shitting on any extras, whatever. I go out of my way to thank everybody, like camera people, ring crew, like the young guys. I'm just like, yo, thanks for being here, you know? Because I was once you, and it's like, you know, maybe you'll be me one day. Like, fuck it. You know, there's no difference from us. We're all human. And some people believe their own hype. It's like, a couple people on Twitter are talking about me. They say I'm the best in the world, so I must be the best in the world. It's like, at the end of the day, you're still human, though. We're all human. Let's all calm down and just live life.
You must certainly live life. You've been a man that's said travel all over and wrestle. I'd be remiss. We're like an hour and 20 into this.
Yeah.
And I have got these questions that the Viper, the deep throat of High Spots has sent me,
shit.
and we have not even discussed AAA whatsoever. I think Rob Viper would be extremely mad that I haven't even brought up AAA.
AAA, baby. I was the cruiserweight champion there.
Yeah, it's on. I've got it highlighted on the notes and everything.
Well, what do you want to know about AAA?
Well, you tell me about AAA.
AAA was AAA. You know, looking back, I think it was all a good opportunity for me.
Was it disorganized?
Oh, of course. It's AAA.
I mean, like I always hear the stories, like when Vampiro would talk about AAA, that they would be filming promos and they'd like pull a stick off the tree and use that as a boom mic.
I never experienced that, but it doesn't surprise me. There's been so many things with AAA over the years that happened, but it's just like, it is what it is. Like, there was, like, just certain things, like, okay, every week it seemed like I was flying there, and then they weren't paying for my bags to, like, go on, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna reimburse me this money, and it's, like, next week. So there's just, like, small things like that would bother me, but looking back, man, it was a good opportunity. I got to do Triple Mania twice. Yeah, I like it. I like Monterey the best, though. Freddie's company. Riot Lucha.
You were Mr. Riot.
Mr. Riot.
There's more notes about Riot than there is AAA, to let you know.
Well, I mean, Riot's the place, man.
Well, tell me about Riot.
Riot.
How is it different than everything else?
I mean, to me, the Reseda PWG, it's the Mexico version of that.
Okay.
In Monterrey.
That's a good way to put
That's how I put it. I put Riot Lucha is PWG of Mexico. And so, even though there won't be like thousands of people like there is at a AAA show, you get this different energy there. And like, the crowd doesn't even speak English, but yet for some reason they're singing Justin Bieber, Baby during my entrance. They're so into it and passionate about it. It's such just a fun time there. And I can't wait to be back.
Absolutely. And you had a feud with Jack Evans as well down there. That's, I guess, spilled over and even his social media now. So
yeah, Jack Evans is the man too. Yeah, he took that match, and we were supposed to wrestle for like almost 2 years, and he was hurt, then I was hurt, and then finally we wrestled on my birthday. And he came out in a panda suit, and then like, but I didn't know it was him. It's just so funny looking back, because like, he grinds on me and everything, and I'm like, yeah, this panda. Then he super kicks me, takes it off, and it's like, tonight I'm gonna kick your ass. But then when you really think about it, you're like, Jack Evans just was grinding on Sammy. Like, if you really think about it.
You back this up.
Yeah.
So. All right, we got your lucha talk in, Viper.
Yeah.
I got it in, but we have not even discussed about AEW, All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, AEW.
As we found out on the virtual gimmick table, like, NWA 70th anniversary is how this all came to be. You weren't booked, and then all of a sudden you were booked, and you ended up on the NWA 70th anniversary, and talk about how that led to you being in All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah, like, I wasn't supposed to be booked. Joey Janela was. He gets hurt, and then, you know, they end up booking me. I kill it in this 4-way, and for whatever reason, Chris Jericho's watching on Fight TV, and thank God I decided not to phone it in that night, and I did a bunch of cool stuff, and for whatever reason, he liked me. Like, it's a 4-way, it's kind of hard to stand out in 4-ways and stuff, And
especially when you got Colt Cabana already in, you got Scorpio Sky
Right.
already in it.
and then you got
Sam Shaw.
Sam Shaw.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just so crazy. And then he texts everybody in their group chat, probably the Bucks, the Elite guys, Tony. It was like, yo, who's this Sammy Guevara kid? Like, we need to get him. And yeah, then Cody actually asked me that day, and I didn't put two and two together. I heard rumblings that AEW was going to be a thing, and then Cody asked me, he's like, hey man, what are you doing mid-January? And I'm like, I'm going to be in Japan. Which, looking back, if I would have known, I've been like, nothing. What do you got, brother? Like, you know? Because I still could have changed the dates or whatever. Came back sooner from Japan. And then, but he's like, oh, that's cool. And we started talking about Japan. Didn't put it two and two together. Then I'm in Japan at the hotel, and I see all these people come out for the first press conference. And I'm like, that's what he was talking about. Oh my God. Fuck. And I was just thinking, like, I need to get there. And I was looking at the people they signed and stuff, and I was like, I definitely need to get there somehow. And then I thought of this, like, crazy promo idea. And I was like, fuck it. If they don't want to sign me, I'm going to become the biggest fucking thing on the independents. Because I saw a lot of spots are about to be open. And so those spots need to be filled on the independents. And I'm going to be that fucking guy. So I thought of this really elaborate promo. And then, like, a day later, Cody DMs me. And is like, hey, what's your contract status? And I'm like, I'm free. And then, yeah.
You learned your lesson. Like, I'm absolutely free right now.
Yeah, I'm free. Yeah. And so the rest was all history. Ended up signing, and that promo is on a shelf now.
And you were one of the first matches out of the gate on
yeah,
Dynamite.
me versus Cody. I was gonna say me versus Kip on a Double or Nothing.
No, like
Yeah, but Dynamite, yeah, that was a lot of pressure.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I was like,
the owner, basically one of the top guys of the
Yeah.
company,
Dude.
your boss. It's like you.
Yeah, and like that's what I heard too. Is like he really wanted to work me, and like I think the Bucks told me that, and I just remember thinking like, yeah, okay, like they're fucking with me, okay, but yeah, he really did for whatever reason, man. I still don't know why to this day, but like I tried my hardest, you know, like Cody's the fucking man, you know. So, like, bro, like that moment I'll always remember, and like he could have picked anyone else, and for whatever reason he chose me. It's just it's super cool, and yeah, it was so much pressure. I just remember thinking, I've only had this moment probably twice in my career. I just remember thinking right before we're about to go out, there's 14,000 people there. There's about to be a bunch of people watching on TV. I'm wearing this panda head on my head, and I'm thinking, I could just leave. I could just leave the building and then go home.
You think it's a dumb thing? Sometimes I think that myself.
Oh, you do? Oh, thank God,
and
bro.
it's a comforting thought.
Yeah.
That you're like, you know what? I don't have to do this.
I don't, yeah.
And sometimes I get that thought right as my music's about ready to hit, because that's when I get the most nervous. Is like right before the music hits, and I go, you know, I could just leave right now.
Yeah.
I could just go. I could just,
dude.
And because it's overcome,
Mm-hmm.
but then all of a sudden that music hits, and you're like, well, I guess I have to.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, like then you get the curtain, and all that goes away.
Well, because I also knew, like, if I leave, then I just need to quit. Like, you know, it's like, what am I doing this for if I can't handle this kind of pressure? So I was like, you know, hey, you can leave, but also know you're done. Like, and I was like, I don't want to be done. So, fuck it, let's go out there. And then this is something that Booker T told me a long time ago. He told me, you know, if the worst thing you're going to do tonight out there is mess up, like make a mistake, you're going to be okay. And, like, life's going to go on. And so I just remember, like, I could have the worst match of my entire life right now, live with, like, 2 million people watching, but life will be okay. And luckily, it wasn't the worst match ever.
No, it was actually a good match. I remember watching it live.
Yeah, and
seeing it.
I just was like, fuck, like, I don't know. Like, we'll see what happens, you know? But it all worked out, you know?
It worked out quite well. Obviously, we don't see the panda head so much anymore.
No more. I'm in the inner circle now. You won't be seeing this guy, maybe ever. I only wanted to wear it one time. I never wanted to wear it again. Like, this is the thing people don't know. I was told to wear it at Dynamite. Because I was like, I just wanted to wear the on Double or Nothing because I knew there was gonna be so many badass matches that you're gonna be forgotten. I was like, I think I'll have a badass match, but will they remember me? So I was like, if I wear this panda head, I think by the end of the night they'll be like, that panda guy was pretty good.
That's why I wear the Boy Scout outfit.
Yeah, see?
Because like I would just be the bald guy in trunks. Mm-hmm. But if you see a guy walk out in a Boy Scout outfit and then have a match and read the book, they're like, oh, the guy with the book in the Boy Scout outfit.
Yeah.
Right away. Because it's all about getting in the car ride home.
Right. And people like, dude, that Boy Scout guy, like, he did some cool shit. I wasn't expecting that.
I don't, let's not go that far. The Boy Scout guy, he fell down so many times. And he laid there flat for more than 3 seconds. It was great.
That's me. They're like he loses a lot. Like, he takes a lot of good bumps, though.
It's great. Amazing. Does the flip, and then nobody's there when he lands.
And then ow.
Yeah, like somebody was there, he jumped, they were gone.
They were gone. Like, he's not that fast.
And then he got up, and they kicked him in the face.
Boom.
Hard. But obviously, like, you part of the Inner Circle. That's been the big feud, and then just recently coming off this most recent Double or Nothing, the Stadium Stampede.
Yeah.
Can you just talk about that crazy experience, everything that had to do with that?
Man, so the first, like, just to go, like, backtrack, I went from doing the buy-in show to 1 year later, we were actually the main event of it. Like, that was just, like, extra special to me, because it's like, I remember telling myself, I was like, all right, I'm the buy-in. Like, even though the buy-ins actually was really dope, probably a lot more people may have saw that online at the time than the pay-per-view. I remember that's what they were telling me, but I was like, the buy-in? Fuck it, I'm gonna do some cool shit. But a year later in the main event, in that match with the people who main evented the year before, I just remember thinking, like, dude, this is fucking nuts. And then, like, all the stuff we were doing, I'm getting chased by a golf cart, a horse, people saying that I was, like, the MVP of the match, whatever, like, really put me over. It's kind of weird, because, like, I'm not good at taking compliments, and everybody was complimenting me after that match, at AEW, online, everything. I'm just like, well, thanks. Like,
well, you should be applauded for taking Northern Light suplexes
that sucked,
on like grass turf.
That sucked.
I did like a stadium like fight through a baseball stadium season, and somebody gave me a body slam on the grass. You look at the video, you can see that my soul leave the body. Oh, like like taking a bump on just grass like that, like you would regularly, is the worst. Dude. And seeing you take that, rolling Northern Lights over and over again, I go, fuck all that.
Yeah, it was the first several ones sucked, because it's like, I'm not warmed up. We just had to wait for them to start shooting whatever, and then they come to us and we start doing our thing, and it's like, I'm no longer warmed up, and my first bump is on this fucking grass AstroTurf. But then towards the end, my body was just numb. And it was okay.
Well, numb because it's soaking wet now from the sprinkler
system.
So now you're freezing. You're freezing.
And it poured rain like before all that too, so everything was wet. Like that thing me and Kenny went through, the top of it splashed us with cold water because there was water like soaked in it.
Awesome. But, you know, we're getting close to the end here, and I don't want to keep you too much longer, but I do want to keep 2 questions towards the end here. And it's obviously one probably been waiting for me to talk about. It's the golf cart incident.
Oh, yeah,
the meme of the year, the wrestling theme of the year. We have a art piece over your shoulder.
This shit's really cool.
How did this idea become proposed to you? What were your fears and your concerns about doing it? Because obviously there's fear, because there's fear in that art piece. Yeah. There's fear on there. What was your whole thought process going into that, and then your reaction to the world who saw it?
Yeah, so like when I knew I was gonna get hit with a freaking golf cart, I remember thinking like, I could barely hit it. And like, you know, it won't be a cool moment, but it's like a fucking golf cart, you know? And if you're gonna get hit by a vehicle, I'm like, let's get hit by a vehicle. And I wanted to actually do a whole spin with it. I wanted to get hit and fucking frisbee around like 2 times or 1 time. That probably would have killed me. So I'm glad that didn't happen. But afterwards, after I got hit, and then seeing like the response online, I remember Kip, Marco, they came up to me because like that's when all the wrestlers are like, surrounding us and everything. The cameraman are going with Jericho and they're going and doing their stuff. I'm laying there on the ground like my fucking arm is in so much pain, and Kip and Marco are just like, "Hey bro, you okay?" I'm like, "No." No, and then I think it was Kip or maybe it was Marco. They said, "Oh, do you feel like you got hit by a car?" like, I'm like, "Yeah, kinda." But yeah, just the response. At least I feel like somewhat happy with it. It's like I got hurt, but at least a bunch of people saw it because I've been hurt, and I'm sure you've been hurt, and then it's like 2 people saw it or some shit. It's like, cool. I've done a 6:30 and like fucking 4 people were there. And I just remember thinking like, this sucks. So, 5 people saw this one was okay for me.
Yeah, a lot of people have seen it.
Yeah.
So, kudos to you.
The funniest one was not Booker T, his partner.
Stevie Ray.
Stevie Ray. He did a retweet and he put like, he said Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you, and then he put like a Photoshop over Kenny and Kenny and Matt's face of them two.
Yeah.
And then I was Hogan. It's like, Hulk Hogan, we're coming for you. Because like I saw that meme and I was like, I can't retweet this. But then when he tweeted, I was like, okay, now I can retweet it.
I can retweet it. But no, well, that covers about everything. And I got one more question before we'll do a little sign off here. And this is a question that just popped in my head earlier in the day, and I gotta know the answer to this. And maybe there's a great story to it. Maybe it's not. Maybe I'm fishing here. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you were walking around the whole High Spots office.
Mm-hmm.
There's a multitude of things. Anybody that's walking through the High Spots office, if they see your vlog on it, they'll see the extensive amount of inventory. There's a lot of shit in this entire office. But the one thing that you wanted and asked, can I have in this entire office, was an autographed Dusty Rhodes book.
Yeah.
Why that out of everything that we have here?
Dusty Rhodes is the man. I mean, his promo ability, all that. I think he was very underrated, you know? And I know there's like a million guys here and stuff that I could have asked for, but it's like, you know, if there's something to get, it's like here. And when you told me that your first week he was here, it like rung a bell. I was like, I bet you guys probably have something, like, because I don't even know where to even find like an autograph Dusty thing, you know, anything of it. So the fact I got a book now, autographed Dusty book, means the world. Like I'm basically.
How did you become a fan of Dusty Rhodes? Like I mean, I understand you liking Rey Mysterio.
Yeah.
Like I get that.
Yeah.
I understand like people saying, "Oh, this guy's like the next Eddie Guerrero," and you being a fan of Eddie. But what about Dusty? There's like, I am gravitated towards this man. I didn't pick this book up to be a suck up to my boss. No, I picked this up because I love Dusty Rhodes.
Dude, I can't tell you exactly. Like I mean, I started watching like WWE in like 2006. So he did like a feud with Orton, like I think 2007 when he was like the Legend Killer, and they did like a bell match. And I think that was like my first like seeing him. And then I went back and just like old not VHSs, DVDs of him. And I just remember just thinking, like, dude, this guy is, like, he's a big guy, but, like, he's still moving around. He's winning world titles. And his voice, like, he had the way he spoke. It's like he had something about him, the it factor, whatever it was. It just gravitated me towards him, which I know it's funny, right? Because, like, Rey Mysterio, he's small, I'm small, high flyer, but Dusty, Jesus Christ. CTE, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I don't know why, but yeah, he's the man.
Just drawn to it. I just had to ask, like, what are the elements to that? It's curious to me.
Right.
So, but I appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming on here today. And before we leave the Fireside chat, is there anything you want to say to your fans, people that want to get in touch with you? Any vlogs, anything to plug, anything whatsoever?
Just go follow me on YouTube. Hopefully YouTube's still a thing when you're watching this. Sammy Guevara on YouTube. Go subscribe. If you find me there, you'll find me everywhere else.
everywhere else. And the Fireside Chat is only on the High Spots Wrestling Network or highspots.com. Thank you very much for tuning in today. Thank you for Sammy for joining us, and thank you for joining us here for another edition of the Fireside Chat with the Man Scout Jake Manning and Sammy Guevara.